Hello guys, and welcome back to Living an Organised Life. Today I am very happy to be sharing my home office desk area that I have been working on. When I started working from home over a year ago, I knew that I had to change my working environment. My desk was far too small, it just wasn't working for me. I had a shelf that was pretty much in my eye line. I knew that I had to make a change. I started with the original desk, which we actually got for free from my parents when they moved house a few years ago. I took the top off the desks and I knew that I wanted to keep the pedestals. It was a solid wood desk, so I knew that I was working with a good quality piece, and I wanted to add a new top and basically separate the two pedestals so that my desk was much larger. I painted the two pedestals in Dove Grey chalk paint, which I used before. If you recall, I used it in Ollie's teenage bedroom makeover. So I used that paint and the wax left over from that project. So I painted both of those and I added handles that I already had. I just painted them with the varnish, the same varnish that I used for the top of the desk. I then wanted to create a new desktop. I looked into using a piece of Worktop, something that perhaps you might use for a kitchen. I also looked into using a tabletop, but they were quite expensive options. So instead I bought some planed timber, and it was planed redwood timber from Wicks. I cut it to size using my new miter saw, which I had for my birthday. Yes, that was my main birthday present. And I braced the wood together, glued it first with wood glue, and then I braced them together using braces that I made using my miter saw. I found that quite challenging to do. I didn't have any clamps, so I just had to literally use my strength to pull the wood together and then brace the wood to make them into a single piece. I did need to do a little bit of filling because a couple of the boards were not completely straight. So I did a little bit of filling, sanded it back, and then I painted it with some dark oak satin varnish that I got from Wilkinson's. And basically this is how it turned out, and it's just turned out a really lovely dark rustic colour. I also worked on the wall above the desk. I added a really long shelf really high up just below the architrave, just like I did in Ollie's room. That really is for things that we're not using so much, that I don't need to have to hand all of the time, but they're tidy and put away. And then the second shelf we just repurposed from the original home office. Another thing we did was we added the Scadis pegboard from IKEA. You recall that from my IKEA haul. I have got another pegboard. I haven't quite decided where that's going to go yet, but I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it works, that I've got all of my things that I need to hand, plus I've got some nice inspirational quotes and words on there while I'm working. The other thing that I did was I added a monitor riser. I made this from the offcut of the desktop, the previous desktop, and some legs, some pieces of wood that I had left over from another project. If you want to see in a bit more detail how I did that, then just let me know in the comments box. I love having the monitor riser because it means that my screens are at the right height, but also I can put my keyboard and my mouse underneath when I'm not using them. I also added a new desk chair, which I got from Argos, which was surprising because I literally looked all over the place for a chair that I liked and was in stock. And I also added a footstool. That also, I made that from an offcut of wood. It was actually a piece of MDF, again with some little legs that I had left over from another project where I'd made a mistake. I added those, and then I put a piece of foam over the top. It was actually from an old cushion, and then covered that with fabric to make a small footstool. What I love about this is that everything has its place. Everything that I need to work, I have to hand. Plus I have plenty of desk space. I'm actually left-handed, so I like to spread out to the left of where I'm working. And this way I have got tons of space to be able to do that on both sides of where I'm working. So is it completely finished? No, it isn't completely finished. There's still some finishing touches that I want to make. I also would really love to make some more changes in this room. I'd like to change the blinds. That would be actually really expensive because our windows are an unusual size. So I am looking into painting them with chalk paint. Please let me know what you think about that. If you think that's a big no, please let me know, because I think I might attempt it. So that's something that I'd really like to do. I also want to finish painting the rest of the room, and I would like to sand the floor so that it creates more of a through room to the dining room. I think that would just really bring the house together more. That's something that I plan to do within the next few weeks or months. I'd also like to change the TV unit, and I will definitely be sharing some of those projects with you going forward. So I still have a lot of work to do in here, but I'm really happy to share this reveal of my desk with you today. It was actually a really simple project, but this has really helped me to work productively at home. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!